Alright y'all, welcome to this video on hitting the dummy or your heavy bag, either one. This applies. This is how to approach it, and I know this may sound simple, but I'd say out of all the practitioners I've trained the last 20 years, this I see a lot. I see this mistake quite a bit. So when you approach your heavy bag or your dummy, you want to think of it as a live training partner or a live opponent. And when you whenever you go for a hit on the bag, you need to know the purpose. So it's good to have two different types of trainings. It's good to have cardio work where you're not worried about the other person throwing back at you. You're just working on the bag, you're getting the cardio work in. That's fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you go into the mode where you're training for an opponent, you need to treat it as if that person's swinging on you. So that means having the proper distancing, so when you come in for your shot, you're prepared for that counter shot. If you come in, let's say with a cross punch, you need to know that hand's got to get right back up to protect from that opponent countering that shot. And so we do this with hand movements, we do it with blocks, we do it with slips, we do it with rolls, and with footwork. And so when you go in and you're hitting the bag, think of it like you may have to slip a punch, and then you may have to roll, and then you may have to reposition yourself before you throw that next shot. The main problem I see is people being too rigid. They don't move their head enough, they don't move their stance enough, or their stance is weak. Whenever you're transferring weight into the bag, you want to be moving your stance. You want to be turning your hips through and moving your stance with it. You want to be moving your shoulders all the way across. A lot of people, they get stiff. They want to do stuff real stiff, and that doesn't translate into a fight. When somebody's really coming after you, you're going to have to put everything into it to drop them. You don't want to hold anything back. If it's a real confrontation, you don't want to be going light. And so you got to train that way on the bag. And this also means proper alignment with the fist. That means when you make contact with the bag, you're driving those two knuckles into the bag and you're shooting straight through the bag. You're not going off to the side like that. You're not going up and hitting the bottom knuckles unless you're doing a specific type of Wing Chun punch. Instead, you're driving it and driving it in a straight line right through that target. I see this all the time where I have to correct people's movement. I have to correct their trajectory. And you want to keep your elbow behind your fist. When you make contact, a lot of people, and again, I see this all day, every day, people's elbows are not behind their fists, and so their punches become weak. And if that's the case, you're going to lose power, and your opponent, they may be able to block that punch easier, and at the very least, if you do make contact, the power transfer is not going to be there. So these are all core fundamentals that are really important when it comes to properly hitting your bag. The other thing, time yourself. Put on a timer, test your cardio. Work all the way through the bell, especially if no one else is around you. Make sure you test yourself with the rounds. Okay, y'all.